Alright, so today we're going to be talking about credit cards. Either you're deathly afraid of them or you love them. And if you're scared of them, don't worry, we're going to debunk some myths today that'll maybe make you less fearful. And if you're somebody with 20 credit cards already, drop some of your favorite misconceptions down in the comments.
Starting off with a cup of joe, and our first misconception: using a credit card will put you in debt. My cat, dude, just about pulled my light down. Now, I want to start off with a clip of somebody who hates credit cards more than anybody else.
The whole 2% cash back, that one is one of my favorites. $20 to spend $1,000, and that's not a great deal.
Let me get this straight. If you spend $10,000, you get $200. That'll make you rich.
Yeah.
Spend $10,000, get $200. That's a formula for wealth building right there. Yeah. Did you people go to grade school?
I want to start off by saying this isn't a hate on Dave Ramsey episode. It's just that obviously his whole deal is the fact that he doesn't want you to get in debt and to get you out of debt. And credit cards can put you in debt. However, if used responsibly, they can actually give you that 2% cash back, which isn't a lot, but it's better than using a debit card and you're not getting anything in return. We don't plan on building wealth from this. Credit cards aren't a wealth builder, but it's a way that you can just squeeze out a little more value. And when you're the average consumer, you want to take advantage of every benefit that you can get your hands on. So I really don't understand the ad hominem attacks in that video, although, I mean, I kind of do. You know, you're stupid, I'm smart, buy my course. And that's not to say that he doesn't have great advice or helps millions of people. I'm just looking at it from the credit card perspective. And here's the thing, right? A credit card is just like a tool. And each credit card that I acquire is just like putting another tool in my toolbox. If I have a tool that gives me 3% on gas, great, I'll use that. I have a tool that gives me 4x points on groceries, perfect, even better. And like any tool, if used improperly, can be a detriment to yourself. They're just a tool that we can take advantage of and should take advantage of as long as you're responsible. Moving on to misconception number 2. You shouldn't have more than one credit card. Now, this is an understandable misconception because people hear horror stories of people getting in crazy amounts of debt and how dangerous credit cards can be, which I totally get. My mom followed this principle of having only one credit card, albeit in a roundabout way. She would rack up charges on her credit card, and then when she started to have to pay interest, she would just switch over and get a new credit card. And when she told me this, I was absolutely horrified. People already have a lot going on in their lives, so tracking more than one credit card can seem like a very tall task. However, going back to our toolbox analogy earlier, if you set up a system and know where you're spending and how much you're spending and how you're going to pay it off at the end of the month, it's another tool for your toolbox. Not to mention the fact that there are a gazillion cards out there with all sorts of different benefits and categories they cover that it's easy to get confused on what does what. The most recent card that I covered gives you 4% back on dolphinariums. Yes, I don't know. Dolphinariums, if you want to see that video, click the pop-up in the top right. It covers everything, I swear. Could you imagine the horror on most people's faces when they realize that there are individuals out there with 15, 20 cards? What about you, sir? How many cards do you have? No? Oh no, he's seen himself. Looking at number 3, credit cards aren't worth the cost to earn. I think this is propagated by the fact that people look at high annual fee cards without really understanding how they get value out of them and even more. And if you don't really understand that about annual fee cards, then you can look at something like the Amex Platinum. As a bystander, you'd be like, there's no way I'm paying $700 a year for a card. So for this, we're going to put away the no annual fee cards and bring in annual fee cards, which people will pay for and not even use the credits on them. For this example, we'll look at the Amex card, Amex Gold. I'm using this card because I think it's an easy example to see how your annual fee is offsetted by the credits and benefits you can get just by looking at what you can enroll in. So you get $120 in Uber Cash, $84 in Dunkin' Donuts credit. I've never actually been there, come to think of it. A $100 Resi credit and a $120 dining credit at select restaurants. So my math is a little shaky, but as far as I'm concerned, that's $424 in credits, and the annual fee of the Amex Gold is $325. I'm not stating whether these credits are actually good or not, but we're looking at the fact that I think some people pay for annual fee cards without understanding really what they're supposed to be getting out of it. And when you're talking about no annual fee cards, shoot, everything on that John is free as long as you pay it off in full every month. If you pay interest, you lost. Get rid of it. Get rid of the credit. No, I'm just kidding. Don't get rid of it, but be very consistent. Do not miss a payment. You can set up auto pay. That way you never miss it. Let's go on to misconception number 4. Late payments instantly affect affect your credit score. Yes, a missed payment can affect your credit score, but not instantaneously. Instantaneously. It's a weird word. The reason is that credit card issuers typically don't report late payments less than 30 days to the credit bureaus. Now, don't start thinking, oh, I can miss a payment, it's not that big of a deal. You still have to pay interest, and that we don't want to do that. That defeats the entire purpose of what we're doing. Don't even think about the whole grace period that you have. Just think you don't even have it. You have no option. It's make the payment or die. One of the two. Payment or death. Moving on to our last misconception. You can't get a credit card if you are a student. Listen, I was once a young college freshie as well, chasing girls. That was about it. That's about all I was doing. And instead of doing that, I could have been raising my credit score the entire time. How much better is that? Not any better. It's awful. Who wants to do that? Listen, you can actually do both. And I wish I would have built my credit score when I was younger and started learning about credit cards, and I would be way ahead of where I am now. It's a great opportunity to start building some great financial habits. And actually factored into your credit score is your credit history and how long you've had credit. And you may not have the most amount of money right now, but you can use your credit card for books or gas, ramen noodles. Yeah, I relate. I'm hip. I'm young. And you may be wondering, what are some good credit cards to get? Well, I made a video about that, and you can go watch it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have some myths, put them down in the comment section. Debunk them. We'll talk about them. And I hope I can provide more value to you guys in the future.